shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
We have breaking news that we're following as a power outage in Johnston County. In the last 20 minutes, power was restored for some in our viewing area. We're going to take you out to where thousands woke up in the dark this morning.
And today's likely to be the hottest day of the week. I'm going to show you who could see 90-degree afternoons.
And class is canceled. Students at UNCW will be out of class today. This update from school leaders we expect today after false reports of a gunman on campus. Thanks so much for waking up with us here on your Friday morning. We have made it to the end of the week. I'm Chris Lovingood. We'll swing into your weather forecast with Elizabeth Gardner. Pretty calm and quiet over in Fenton and Cary.
It is looking really nice. It's probably going to be a nice day to be outside. It's just going to be on the hot side. We're going to reach 90 degrees, just a few degrees really warmer than what we saw yesterday. Tomorrow's still hot, but I'll show you what changes to bring our temperature down a little bit for Sunday coming up. Right now it is 65 degrees and the dew point's at 64. So that's definitely a middle of the road dew point. It would feel refreshing if it was down into the 50s, but also it would feel oppressive if it was in the 70s. So again, kind of in the middle for us today. 61 in Roxborough and Durham, Rocky Mount at 60, 63 in Southern Pines. We may see some patchy fog developing. As a matter of fact, we've seen some of that on our Wilson camera, which we'll take a look at coming up in just a few minutes. At lunchtime, already 84 and a high of 90. So this afternoon may feel a little bit hotter to you than yesterday did. We take a look at what's happening here with WRAL. Definitely looking more organized today than it did yesterday, holding on to 50-mile-per-hour winds. Still looks like it could become a hurricane late in the weekend or early next week, and it swings past Bermuda. We'll talk about what is steering this away from the U.S. coming up.
All right, sounds good, Elizabeth. We'll come back to you. This morning, 3,000 homes are without power for hours in Johnston County. And Ali Kadubar is in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Ali, in the last 20 minutes, you saw progress in restoring that power.
Chris, now only nearly 300 customers are without power in this area. This intersection, it was completely dark. This is Buffalo Road and NC 42 East. Luckily, those lights popped on about 20 minutes ago because we've seen traffic start to pick up in this area. But this is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. We saw two major intersections on NC 42 East. This is east of Clayton in Johnston County. They were without power. Now we know that nearly 300 are without power right now, according to the Duke Energy outage map. It says that the cause is damage to major power lines. Now, we're not sure what caused damage to those power lines, but we are going to work on getting an answer for especially those customers in the area. Of course, power now restored to a majority of the area. The cause, again, damage to major power lines. We're going to keep you updated right here on WRAL. Reporting live in Johnston County, Ali Kadubar, WRAL News.
Within a few hours, we are expecting an update from UNC Wilmington leadership after last night's campus-wide lockdown. And this all started when police received reports of a person carrying a gun on campus. Video, as you can hear the sirens on campus going off last night. The campus was on lockdown for hours, and an all clear was given just before 10 p.m. Law enforcement swarmed the campus around 6:30 last night. An alert was sent out to students that you see right here on your screen, and this was also for staff as well from the university around 7 p.m. It says there were unconfirmed reports of a gunman on campus and asked them to shelter in place immediately. After hours of investigating, the university announced the threat was a false alarm. They say there was no active attacker on campus. We spoke with several UNCW students about last night's situation. They want clearer answers, including knowing who is responsible for the threat.
Something that I feel like I see on the news all the time, and it's just like, oh my gosh, that's so scary. And then it's like you kind of think that you're in we all live in a glass house, so it could happen to anybody at any time. It's just you never think that your school is going to be the school that it happens at.
We also heard from parents last night, including some here locally in Raleigh. Some parents say this situation was unsettling and difficult to navigate. What was troubling for them was being so far away from their students and having to wait for an update. The university is expected to provide that next update by 8:30 this morning. And just so you know, all classes are canceled at the campus today. Another lockdown happened yesterday, but this one was locally at Jordan High School in Durham. We want to show you some video from the school yesterday afternoon. This wasn't too long after students were let out for the day. A student told someone there might be a weapon on campus, according to district leaders. A lockdown was put in place for less than an hour, but to be clear, no weapons were found there and no one was injured. Tonight, families in Edgecombe County will see safety changes at football games. The Edgecombe County Sheriff's Office says they will be doubling down on their deputy presence, I should say, for Friday night football. He also promises families that there will be changes that are permanent. The superintendent says the school system will work with law enforcement to evaluate the situation week by week to determine how to best keep everyone safe. Now, this is happening after a shooting at last week's Southwest Edgecombe High School game that hurt 2 teenagers. The teen charged in the shooting is set to be in court next week. 17-year-old Jamarion Hinton is in custody facing charges including attempted first-degree murder and discharging a weapon on school property. He was arrested in Raleigh and is being held in a Wake County juvenile detention facility. New this morning, country music songwriter Brett James died in a plane crash in western North Carolina. Brett was one of 3 people aboard when it crashed near an elementary school in Macon County. There were no survivors. The plane was on its way to the Macon County Airport from Nashville, Tennessee. Federal investigators will be on scene today looking for a cause of that crash. James had a hand in writing nearly 500 songs over his career, and that includes for Carrie Underwood, Kelly Clarkson, and Scotty McCreery. Governor Josh Stein is looking to improve training and accountability for magistrates. He announced that after meeting with the family of a woman stabbed to death in Charlotte last month. Irina Zaruska's death started state and national debate over safety in North Carolina. State lawmakers plan to roll out a bill next week with tough on crime changes. Stein said there needs to be more training for those who handle pre-trial decisions like bail. And he also said it needs to be easier to hospitalize people with mental health issues.
There are reforms that we can do to the involuntary commitment statute in North Carolina. Obviously, we don't want to deprive people of their liberty without thorough due process, but there are times when a person is a real risk to other people or to themselves.
Stein's call for reform was made during a time President Donald Trump is increasing his efforts to send troops into cities he claims are dangerous. A public memorial will be held for Erica Lucas today. She's a former Wake County principal and the wife of Wake Forest High School's football coach. A visitation and celebration of life were held yesterday afternoon. Lucas died 2 weeks after she was shot at a home in Wake Forest. Police say she was not the intended target, though. Today's memorial will be at Friendship Chapel Baptist Church, and that is from 6 to 7 p.m. A Wake County special education teacher is expected in court accused of assaulting a student with disabilities. Jody Catt is the person, the teacher at Roseville High School. According to a letter sent to parents, Catt was suspended after the incident on campus. Court documents say she kicked a student on September 10th while they were sitting on the floor. The suspension remains in place until the investigation is over. Education attorney Stacey Gahagan says the district will handle that process.
State laws on that allow them to place the teacher on administrative leave with pay while they conduct an investigation and remove the teacher from the setting so that they are able to gather information and then be able to make a decision with regard to how they want to proceed with the teacher's employment.
A Wake County Schools spokesperson says Catt has worked for the district on and off since 2004. Court records reveal she posted bond and is supposed to be in court again next month. Authorities in Washington say they have found human remains they believe to be Travis Decker. Decker is accused of killing his 3 young daughters at an abandoned campsite back in June. Investigators say those remains were found in a remote part of the woods, but they have not yet confirmed the remains are actually Decker. Authorities have been searching for him for months. They say he was supposed to return the girls to their mom after he took them for a visitation. It is one of the biggest community celebrations of the year. 919 Day is today. This year, we're taking that celebration outside to NC State's Centennial campus. There will be food trucks, local vendors, and live music. One of those live music performers includes singer and songwriter Jason Adamo.
The trees are moving sideways. Can't see the sun at all.
This week, the Raleigh native told WRAL's Laura Levine it's an honor to play in front of a hometown crowd again.
It's an amazing opportunity that station 95.7 gives us to come onto the campus at NC State to perform locally and celebrate the rich talent that North Carolina, especially the Triangle area, offers.
Now, if you'd like to go to the celebration, gates open at 5 p.m. and the music starts at 6. Picnic blankets and lawn chairs are welcome, but just so you know, no pets or outside alcohol are allowed. Your time is 4:39 this morning. Roller coaster death. This morning, we learned the identity of the man who died after passing out at a ride at Epic Universe. What the medical examiner is sharing after that tragedy. Plus, Mount Mitchell opens. This means all parks closed by Helene are operational. We got to look at the work that still needs to be done, though. And folks, today it is going to be a warm one as you're looking live over Carr Lake. We have meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner who's going to show us when we could hit the 90s today.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:43. Picking up some fog here in Wilson. This is the only camera showing fog right now, and really the only sensor showing it as well. We take a look at where the low cloud cover and fog is developing, and you could definitely see it along and east of I-95. So it may be that we start to see it showing up here in Goldsboro, as well as a good bit of Edgecombe County all the way up toward Roanoke Rapids. Not seeing a whole lot of that really west of I-95 just yet, but we may have some pockets of that showing up. Notice visibility has dropped down to 4 miles in Fayetteville. It's a half a mile in Roxborough, quarter mile in Rocky Mount, a little under a mile there in Goldsboro. So a couple of pockets looking like they're beginning to develop and could get worse as we get through the morning. So keep checking in before you head out. Roxborough and Rocky Mount again showing fog there on the icon. Temperatures there in the upper 50s. It's going to be a really warm day. Kids definitely want their shorts and t-shirts as our high temperatures climb up to around 90 as they get off the bus to come home.
New this morning, the man who died after passing out at a ride at Epic Universe theme park is Kevin Zavala. Authorities say the 32-year-old man went unconscious on the Stardust Races coaster yesterday. Zavala was taken to the hospital, and that's where he later died. The medical examiner ruled his death accidental, and they say Zavala's death was caused by multiple injuries from a blunt object. The coaster reaches speeds more than 60 miles an hour and has sharp turns, too. Hyundai is recalling more than 500,000 SUVs because of a serious seatbelt issue. This recall is for 2020 through 2025 Hyundai Palisade models. Hyundai says that seatbelt buckles in the driver, passenger, and second row window seats may fail to latch. The dealer logged more than 500 reports of faulty latches, but there were no crashes, injuries, or deaths linked to the defect. Dealers will inspect and replace the buckles for free. You might not have leftovers next time you eat at Olive Garden. That's because management says a menu of smaller portions will be offered at some locations. The reduced plates come at a reduced price, too. Olive Garden's parent company says the new menus have led to more positive reviews on the chain's affordability. Unlimited breadsticks and soup or salad will still be offered, don't worry, even if you do buy from the smaller portion menu. Every state park forced to close during Helene is now back open. The storm caused widespread damage at 13 different parks. Monday, the Blue Ridge Parkway reopened between Asheville and Mount Mitchell. And yesterday, a reopening celebration happened for the highest peak east of the Mississippi.
This park, being 110 years old, means so much to so many people. People travel from around the world to come and visit this site.
Landslides on the parkway made it difficult to bring up heavy machinery needed to fix the damage. The restaurant at Mount Mitchell remains closed after much of its tin roof blew off during the storm. Next week marks 1 year since the storm hit our state. A new video this morning shows flooding in Southern California. It is so bad roadways were submerged. Do you see this right here on your screen? Flooding like this can trigger mudslides. You can see homes and cars destroyed. All of this was brought by the remnants of what was Tropical Storm Mario. Now, as that's happening, a new report found the global water cycle has become more erratic and more extreme. The changes are leading to more droughts and floods, too. The water cycle refers to the way water moves around the earth, and it evaporates into the atmosphere, forming large water vapors before eventually falling back down as rain or snow. According to a report from the World Meteorological Organization, climate change is upending that process. Nearly 2/3 of the global river basins did not experience normal conditions as they would describe them last year. And glaciers saw widespread losses for the 3rd year in a row. Pretty calm and quiet as you're waking up this Friday morning here on WRAL. We have Elizabeth Gardner tracking what it looks like outside. Pretty calm and clear over in Fenton.
Yeah, things are looking good here. Most likely we're going to see a lot of people out and about today, but it is going to feel very much like summer. Our dew point, our humidity is up a little bit, and we're going to see a high of 90 degrees. We have seen 90 already twice in September, but we only hit it one time in August. So we've had some very calm, cool conditions relative to what we normally see in August and September. 60 55 is our temperature. Our dew point is 64. That's up just a little bit from yesterday. That means there's a bit more moisture in the atmosphere. So we really didn't see any fog yesterday. It's likely to be a little more widespread today because we just have a bit more moisture in the atmosphere. And the reason for that is our flow is coming out of the south. So it's bringing in a little bit more tropical air mass for us. All right, so Goldsboro is a little under a mile. Rocky Mount's a quarter mile. Roxbury's at half a mile. Quarter mile is what we typically see when fog is developing. And this is a look at Futurecast. So you can see where the fog is likely to be. Could be a little bit around the triangle, up toward the Virginia line, and then from Goldsboro northward. It thickens up by the time we get to 7 o'clock. It's likely to be the thickest, and it does show a good bit of low cloud cover right there at 7. But by the time we get to 11 o'clock, it is done, and the rest of the day will be nice and sunny. Taking a look at temperatures right now, it is 59 in Roxboro and in Rocky Mount, 65 in Durham, 64 in Fayetteville, in the Triangle, 63 in Holly Springs, 65 in Knightdale, and 62 in Chapel Hill. It's going to be a hot one, 90 in Durham and Raleigh, 93 in Fayetteville, but we'll see lots of sunshine. Football Friday temperatures, game time should be back into the low 80s. We'll cool off pretty quickly, and at the end of the games, mid 70s. Still looking great for Duke. They host NC State at home, 4 o'clock Saturday. It'll be warm with mid 80s, but it should be nice and dry. We'll continue to have hot conditions on Saturday, and then once we get into Sunday, we're going to see what we call a backdoor front that drops in on us, and that will help to cool us off just a little bit. 82 is our normal high, so 90 today is way above that, but Sunday and Monday we're back down to near normal at 82. The last 90-degree day of the year is typically September the 12th, so we're a little bit beyond that, but we don't have any more 90-degree days in the forecast. We do have a warm day in our forecast on Wednesday, back to 88, and a chance of some showers, so we'll take a look at that coming up.
All right, sounds good, Elizabeth. Thank you. Your time is 4:49. It's an active tick season. Environmental experts say an invasive tick is showing up more this year. The conditions allowing those pests to stay around even longer. Plus, another season of The Diplomat. Some West Wing stars will be featured in this newer political drama. Details of their appearance and more entertainment news ahead in our Hollywood Minute. Getting a live look at Goldsboro this morning. Calm and quiet, clear skies for the time being. We have some warm temperatures expected today, including hitting 90 degrees. Raleigh police cracked down on loud cars downtown. The department added more officers there over the weekend, and police filed more than 40 charges. 13 of those were for having a loud muffler. The increased patrols came from complaints about the noise downtown. NVIDIA plans to buy a $5 billion stake in Intel. The purchase makes NVIDIA a major shareholder of the tech company alongside the U.S. government. Last month, President Trump announced the government purchased a 10% stake in the company worth nearly $9 billion. Health experts warn about a newly introduced tick. It's called the invasive Asian longhorn tick. It's becoming more widespread, and it was first found in New Jersey in 2017. Most of these ticks go after livestock, but experts have seen them latch to people and pets too.
Can reproduce without mating. So when she gets her full blood meal, she will produce viable eggs, and those will hatch into larval ticks. So they are very quick spreading.
The tick season is also getting longer, just so you know. Conditions in the fall are becoming more prime for the blood-sucking creatures to stay active and to prevent tick bites. The CDC recommends removing leaf debris from your yard, not venturing into tall grass, and using repellents. The gang of illusionists from Now You See Me is back, and a first look at the final season of Outlander. Here's Rick Damagello with the Hollywood Minute.
Two generations of magicians brought together for a reason.
The Four Horsemen return. The illusionists team up with a group of younger recruits for a new heist in Now You See Me, Now You Don't. The franchise's beloved ensemble returns for the sequel, which will appear in theaters starting November 14th.
How many times do you have to watch her shove you in front of a moving train?
A West Wing reunion on The Diplomat. This is your first look at season 3 of the acclaimed drama series, which sees Bradley Whitford join Allison Janney and Kerry Russell. The trio will dig into a web of political deception when the new episodes arrive on Netflix on October 16th.
I'm so scared to lose everything.
It's the end of the road for Outlander. This is a sneak peek at the final season of the time-traveling love story. Fans of the show will see how Claire and Jamie's journey concludes when season 8 premieres on Starz in 2026. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
A piece of boxing and anti-war memorabilia is going up for auction. Boxing legend Muhammad Ali was vocal about his opposition to the Vietnam-era military draft. Well, now, his 1967 unsigned draft card will be for sale. Ali's family says the card is a symbol of the late boxer's message of courage and conviction. The card is expected to cash in anywhere between $3 to $5 million. Your time is 4:55. Heightened security. Fans returning for high school football in Edgecombe County tonight. What people will see just 1 week after a shooting at a Southwest Edgecombe game. Plus, a false gunman report. Students at UNCW will be out of class today. The update we expect from school leaders after last night's lockdown. And DOT employee in court. Today, a man accused of planting a camera in a couple's home will appear before a judge. What we know about the 4th secret peeping charge in Wake County this month.